Notifications, emails, endless scrolling. In today's hyper-connected world, our brains are constantly bombarded. And the result? Mental fatigue, stress, and a serious lack of focus. If you've ever felt drained after a day of just being online, you're not alone. In this video, we're diving into the reality of digital overload and what it's doing to your mind. But more importantly, we'll share simple, science-backed strategies to help you reset, recharge, and reclaim your clarity. Ready to power down the noise and reboot your brain? Let's get into it. Today, we'll talk about digital overload. Here's how to reboot your brain. So before we get started, make sure to hit that like button, also subscribe to my channel. What digital overload really means? Digital overload is more than just screen fatigue. It's a condition where the constant influx of digital information overwhelms the brain's ability to process, sort, and rest. It's the feeling of being always on, constantly stimulated, yet oddly detached and anxious. It can manifest as brain fog, lack of concentration, irritability, sleep disturbances, or emotional burnout. The brain, which evolved to focus on a few tasks at a time, is now juggling dozens, news alerts, emails, messages, social feeds, all competing for attention. Over time, this relentless digital stimulation rewires the brain's reward system, training it to seek novelty over depth, reaction over reflection. The invisible toll on your mental health. You might not notice it at first, but digital overload creeps in slowly. It begins with a few extra hours online and eventually morphs into compulsive behavior. Your ability to focus diminishes. Your tolerance for boredom disappears. Anxiety increases. Depression can follow. Studies show a strong correlation between excessive screen time and a decline in emotional well-being. Constant digital stimulation prevents the brain from entering a state of rest, which is critical for creativity, memory consolidation, and emotional regulation. What's worse is that most people blame themselves for feeling this way, unaware that their environment and the technology they use is setting them up to fail. Relearning the art of doing nothing. One of the most radical things you can do in the digital age is absolutely nothing. Not watching a video, not checking your phone, not scrolling a feed, just being. It sounds simple, but for most people today, it's incredibly difficult. The constant need for stimulation has erased our comfort with silence. But neuroscience shows that doing nothing allows the brain's default mode network to activate. This network is essential for daydreaming, introspection, and consolidating memories. When you give your brain a break from inputs, it starts doing its best work in the background. This is why the best ideas often come in the shower or during a walk. It's in stillness why you need them. Just like your home needs walls to keep out the weather, your brain needs boundaries to protect its inner peace. Creating digital boundaries means deciding when and how you interact with technology. It might mean keeping your phone out of the bedroom. It might mean not checking email after 7 p.m. It might mean deleting apps that drain your time and offer little in return. It's not about abandoning tech. It's about using it with intention. When you create space away from your devices, you give your brain the opportunity to reset. Boundaries help you stop reacting and start responding. They make space for your thoughts to surface and your emotions to settle. The power of single tasking. Multitasking is a myth. What we call multitasking is actually rapid task switching, and it comes at a high cognitive cost. Every time your attention shifts, your brain needs time to recalibrate. That's why multitasking reduces productivity, increases mistakes, and leaves you feeling drained. Single tasking, on the other hand, is a form of mental clarity. It allows you to give your full attention to one thing, which improves both quality and efficiency. More importantly, it trains your brain to resist the pull of constant distraction. In a world that rewards fast and shallow, single tasking is a quiet rebellion that brings depth, focus, and peace. Reconnecting with the physical world. The more time we spend in digital spaces, the more disconnected we become from our physical bodies and surroundings. This disconnection leads to a kind of sensory dullness. Nature, movement, and human interaction become afterthoughts. But the body is a powerful tool for mental clarity. Walking outside, feeling sunlight on your skin, hearing real-world sounds. These are not luxuries. They are essential resets for your nervous system. Physical activities like stretching, dancing, or even cooking can ground you in the present moment and pull you out of the digital whirlwind. They remind you that you are not just a brain with a screen. You are a full human being with senses, instincts, and energy that need to be nurtured. Sleep, your brain's natural detox. One of the first casualties of digital overload is sleep. Blue light from screens disrupts melatonin production. Late-night scrolling keeps your brain in a state of alert. But sleep is when your brain literally cleans itself. It flushes out toxins, files memories, and repairs emotional wounds. Skimping on sleep is like never taking your car in for maintenance. Eventually, things break down. Creating a wind-down routine that limits screen time, reduces stimulation, and signals safety to your nervous system is one of the most powerful ways to reboot your brain. True clarity starts with rest. Information fasting. Less input, more insight. In the same way that intermittent fasting can benefit the body, periods of information fasting can benefit the brain. This doesn't mean cutting yourself off from the world. It means consciously choosing when and where to consume information. Instead of scrolling through dozens of headlines, pick one long-form article and really absorb it. Instead of jumping from video to video, watch one meaningful documentary and reflect on it. Information fasting isn't about knowing less. It's about processing more deeply. Insight comes not from the quantity of input, but from the space you give yourself to digest it. Rebuilding mental habits that serve you. The ultimate goal of rebooting your brain is not just to feel better, but to live better. That starts with building habits that support your mental clarity instead of stealing it. Habits like journaling, morning walks, tech-free meals, or digital Sabbaths. None of these require perfection. What they require is intention. Ask yourself daily, is this helping me think clearly? Is this lifting or clouding my mind? Is this adding depth or just adding noise? When you begin to live by those questions, you start to reclaim your inner space. You deserve a clear mind. You don't have to live in a fog. You don't have to feel anxious, distracted, or overwhelmed all the time. The modern world might be noisy, but your mind doesn't have to be. Clarity is not a luxury. It's your natural state. You just need to make room for it. What do you think of our video? Let me know in the comments section below. Before you go, please hit the like button and subscribe to my channel. Thanks for watching.